Hey there. So you're looking for a dog trainer in North Bend? We're going to walk through everything you need to know to find the perfect professional for you and your dog. You know, if you live in North Bend, a big part of your life with your dog is probably spent outdoors. And having a calm, happy companion on the Squaquamie River Trail or a dog who listens at Skyview Park, well, it just makes every one of those adventures better. And that all starts with good training. So we're going to cover what to look for in a trainer, get a feel for what the costs are, and go over the most important questions you should ask before you hire anyone. All right, first things first, let's talk about the training method itself. The approach that's widely seen as the most effective and humane is positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. You just use rewards, like treats, toys, or praise, to encourage the behaviors you want to see. This builds an incredible bond of trust with your dog and gets you results that actually stick around. Now, training comes in a few different flavors. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation, so let's figure out what kind of setup might be the right fit for you and your dog. The two options you'll see most often are group classes and private sessions. Group classes? They're fantastic for helping your dog learn to focus around distractions, which is, super helpful for those busy North Bend trails. Private sessions are more for zeroing in on specific problems right where they happen. Think barking at the doorbell or pulling on the leash during your daily walks. And of course, there are other types of programs. A board and train is like a boot camp where your dog stays with the trainer for some intensive work. Day training is a great option if your schedule is packed. If you're dealing with bigger issues like fear or anxiety, you'll want to look for someone who specializes in behavior modification. And puppy training? Well, that's just essential for getting things started on the right foot. So the next big question is always about the cost. In the North Bend area, prices are generally based on a trainer's experience and the service you're looking for. Let's take a look at what you can probably expect to see. For just a single, one-on-one private lesson, you're usually looking at a range between about $125 and $225. That gives you a pretty good baseline for what an hour of a professional's dedicated time costs.
This table gives you a wider view. A multi-week group class is often your most budget-friendly choice. In-home packages are more of an investment, but you're getting that really personalized help. And then you have the really intensive programs, like Board and Train, which are at the higher end because they're an immersive, full-time service.
Oh, and here's a key local tip. Always ask about travel fees. Since North Bend is a little ways out, a lot of trainers coming from places like Seattle or Bellevue will add a fee to cover their drive time and gas. It's good to know that up front. Okay, so you know the methods, you've seen the different formats, and you've got an idea of the costs. Now for the most important part, how to actually evaluate a trainer and feel confident in your choice. So how do you sift through all the different trainers out there and find someone who's truly qualified? It's not as tricky as it sounds, especially if you have a little process to follow. Here's a really simple three-step way to go about it. First, look at their credentials. Second, set up a quick call or meeting to see if you even click with them. And third, have a few key questions ready to go so you get all the info you need. So here's the thing. Dog training is an unregulated field in Washington. That means pretty much anyone can hang a shingle and call themselves a trainer. That's why these voluntary certifications are so valuable. Things like CPD-TKA show that a trainer is dedicated to continuing their education and using modern, science-backed methods. They're a really good signal of professionalism. When you're talking to a potential trainer, these questions are your best friend. Definitely ask about their methods. Ask how they'll tailor a plan for your specific lifestyle, all the hiking and outdoor stuff, and get really clear on the total cost, including any of those travel fees, and find out what kind of homework you'll need to do between sessions. All right, let's bring it all back home. It's one thing to learn new skills, but it's another to know the local rules and find the best places to practice right here in North Bend. These are the must-knows. In King County, your dog needs to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter in any public area. A current rabies vaccination is required by the state, and every dog over 8 weeks old has to be licensed with the county. These rules are just about keeping everyone safe and healthy. And when you're ready to practice, we've got some great spots. The fenced-in dog park at Skyview is awesome for safely working on recalls off-leash. The trail around Rattlesnake Lake is perfect for practicing good leash manners with plenty of people around. And if you want somewhere a bit quieter, the Middle Fork Snoqualmie River Trail is a fantastic option. And in the end, that's really the whole point, isn't it? Good training isn't just about stopping bad behaviors. It's about building your dog's confidence so they can be a happy, safe partner on every single North Bend adventure you go on.
Taking the time to find the right trainer and do the practice really does pay off everywhere. A well-trained dog is just a pleasure to be around, at home, out on the trail, and when you're just walking around town. I wish you the best of luck on your training journey.